we have so far within this course been speaking about triangles, and we have done 3 reasons relating to triangles. Those 3 reasons are up here. So maybe if you don't have them, you might want to take a screenshot at this point, just that you do have them to refer to. But those 3 reasons that we've done are as follows. So the first one that we spoke about was the fact that in any triangle, any triangle, if you add up the 3 interior angles, so the angles that are inside the triangle, you will always get 180 degrees. It doesn't matter what triangle it is, but if you add all the angles up inside a triangle, you get 180. And we spoke about this reason of sum of angles in a triangle. So that was the very first one that we did. The second reason that we spoke about was the fact that an angle exterior to a triangle, or an angle outside the triangle, is always equal to adding the 2 opposite interior angles together. So in this case, in the diagram, the angle A, which is outside, is equal to the 2 opposite ones added together, so B plus C. And this reason was exterior angle of a triangle. And finally, what we spoke about on Monday is if I give you a triangle where I tell you that 2 sides are equal. Now, these sides I know are equal because of those little tick marks on them. I automatically know that the angles opposite those sides are equal. And this was the reason angles opposite equal sides. So those are the 3 reasons that we've spoken about with triangles. We're going to do our 4th and final one today. Hopefully, we will, not hopefully, we're going to do our 4th and final one today. But I'd like to just practice this stuff because these are really important reasons, and I want everyone to feel comfortable with what we have done. Okay, so like I say, take your screenshot if you feel that you don't have these written down somewhere, or if you feel you'd like to just have them in this format, whatever it may be. And then let's have a look at some examples. Okay.
Very important, guys. Very important note over there. Teacher Sam loves you guys. She basically just gave you a summary of everything.
Alrighty, guys. So for those of you who are feeling super confident, I put both questions up at the same time. For those of you who maybe aren't feeling as comfortable, that's also okay. We're going to go through these. We're going to chat about them. So I'd like you to try question 1 and question 2. You guys are doing super awesomely on Monday, so I feel okay about giving you 2 at the same time. I obviously will give you some time to do these. In question 1, we're looking for the value of X and of Y. And in question 2, we're looking for the value of X and Y as well. So if you're going to put your answers in the chat, please make sure you number them appropriately so that we know which ones are which. If you're feeling comfortable and confident, raise your hand and we can hear from you. I'm going to give you some minutes, a minute or 2 to try these out. And guys, remember your reasons. Reasons are super, super important in geometry. You don't want to lose marks because you haven't put reasons down. Right, don't forget, if you have questions, pop them in the chat so we can help you. And guys, please do ask if you're feeling a bit confused or unsure, because our job is to help as much as we can.
Yeah, they're already like, ma'am, we are on it. I see some hands on Queen, on Letabo, Humuzile. They're like, yes, ma'am. Tando Loitis also had, like, you know, ready. You guys are doing awesome. Tato, wow. Okay, I see some answers also in the chat, Teacher Sam. So if you're ready, you let us know.
Okay, I'm going to give everyone another minute or 2 just to try and get both done. And then we'll have a look. Oh. Sorry, everyone. Oh, it was so hot here today. I was very much overdressed. But luckily my classroom's really cold, so I could sit in there. Good, guys. I'm liking that we've got some reasons coming in through here. That's what I like to see.
Oh, wow. You guys are doing great. Oh, these hands, they just keep on, you know, coming. Nice. The hands that just keep on flying everywhere.
Okay, well, let's start with question 1 and we'll go through it. And then hopefully everyone who's finishing off question 2 will have done it by the time we're done.
Okay, Unati. Let's go. Question 1.
Okay, for question 1, I said x equals 34 because reason is angles opposite equal sides.
Awesome. Yes, perfect. So we know x is 34 because it is the angle opposite those two equal sides that we were given. Fantastic.
And I said for y is y plus 34 equal 180. Then I said y equal 180 minus 34 minus 34.
What is your reason for saying that? Why should they?
My reason is sum of angles in a triangle.
Good. Okay, keep going.
Then my answer was 112 degrees.
Perfect. Well done. Oh gosh, I can't write 112 apparently. Excellent. Okay, so guys, for that first one, we had to use both, or rather two reasons, one being angles opposite equal sides and the other sum of angles in a triangle. What I do just want to point out is if you are more comfortable with these geometry questions, it is 100% fine for you to like immediately write your answer for y. So what I mean by that is you don't, yes, she's doing well tonight. You don't have to show these two steps of setting up the equation and solving the equation and etc. etc. If you are happy to go straight to y equals 112 and then put your reason next to it, that is fine if you are comfortable. If you are not, rather do all the working out so that you make sure you're on the right track. Okay, cool. Who is our lucky second answerer?
Okay, Tato. We are all yours.
Hi, ma'am.
Hi, Tato.
For x, I said for number 2, I said x plus 40 equals to 180 degrees.
Why x plus 40? Why only those two? Because remember, if we're going to make it equal to 180, we need all three angles in my triangle.
Oh, yeah.
Do you agree with me?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, Tato, what can you tell me about this angle over here? This angle, what is that? EFD. What can you tell me about it? Do you know anything about it?
I'm not sure about it.
Okay, what about if I do this? We've got two equal sides here. What can you say that angle is equal to?
Oh, it's equal to y.
To x.
Oh, yeah.
Do you agree? Awesome.
Yes.
Okay, good.
The angles opposite.
Exactly. So we know that angle EFD is equal to x because of angles opposite equal sides. And now we can use your angles in a triangle because now we can say x plus 40 is equal to 180 because of sum of angles in a triangle.
Yeah.
Well done. And so guys, we just always need to remember that we need to have all three angles in our triangle when we do sum of angles in a triangle. So Tato, do you want to try and solve the rest of this equation for us?
Yes, ma'am. Let me just finish it and then I'll do it.
I know I put you on the spot. I'm sorry.
It's okay. Okay, ma'am, I think I'm ready.
Cool. Nice. Well done.
Yes. I'm going to say, yes, 2x equals to 180 degrees minus 40.
Good.
And then I say 2x divided by 2x equals to 140 divided by 2.
Good. Okay, I'm just going to do that in 2 steps, but keep going. So what does x equal to?
70.
Awesome. Well done.
Thank you.
Okay, so guys, what we have so far, x is equal to 70. So now I know that both this angle up here and my angle down at the bottom, they're both 70 degrees. Right, does someone else maybe want to give us what y is? Yolanda, have we got anyone?
Yeah, we have a lot of them. Emmanuel, we are all yours.
Evening, everybody.
Evening.
So I said 70 plus y equals 180 degrees because angles on a straight line.
Okay, I'm
And
just
then
going
I
to box
said,
this off, guys. Sorry. No, keep going. I just wanted to make sure everyone knew what I was doing. Yeah, y plus 70 equals 180.
then I said y equals 180 minus 70. And then I got y equals 110.
Perfect. I'm very slow tonight. I do apologize. I'm going to catch up eventually. On straight line. So guys, what Emmanuel's done here, we know that those two angles are on a straight line. So we know that they add up to 180. And so once we subtract 70 from 180 degrees, we get that y is equal to 110. Now you could have used exterior angles of a triangle here as well as your reason for y. That is absolutely fine. It will give you exactly the same answer. Remember, exterior angles of a triangle, what you would then go and do is you would say, y is the exterior angle to the triangle. So we need to add together the two opposite interior angles. And because you know that x is 70, you'd be adding together 40 and 70, which still gives you 110. So either way that you do it is absolutely fine, whatever you are more comfortable with and whatever you see in your diagram. Nice, guys. Well done. Right, so if your hand's up to answer, we've got our answer, so you can lower it. We are going to do more questions, so you'll get a chance to do some more answers. Don't worry. Take your screenshots, guys, so that we can move on to the next one.
They're doing really great. Everyone is understanding. No hands are up to ask questions. Guys, I'm expecting all of you to get 100% in today's quiz. You guys are doing really great.
Okay, so I'm going to put the next two up. I think I only, yeah, okay. Right. 3 and 4. Again, in question 3, I'm actually asking you for 3 angles here, X, Y, and Z. And then in question 4, I want you to be really careful and look closely at what that diagram is saying to you. Question 4 is a little bit trickier, but I know you guys can do it. Just look carefully at the diagram and see what information that diagram is giving you. Don't forget all your reasons. You need reasons, super important. Oh, no, sorry, everyone. I don't know what happened. There we go. Oh,
Let's go, my babes. Rabbits, no problem. We understand with this load shedding. So everything is recorded. I'm also having a problem on my side. The recording, Rabbits, so you're going to get it after 24 hours. Now, lady, we'll do the correction just now. You hold on to your answer, my babes. You guys are doing really well. Teacher Sam, when you're ready, we can choose.
I'm going to give them another minute just because I think I threw them a curveball here.
Okay.
Guys, what I'm going to say, just so that we're all on the same page, remember, we don't have any parallel lines here. So there's no arrows on any of my lines, which means I'm not going to use any of those parallel line reasons that we have spoken about. Okay. Okay, should we do question 3? Yolanda, I'm ready. Let's start with 3.
Okay, Katlego, we are all yours.
Ma'am, I said x plus y plus 50 equals 180 degrees. And then I said 180 minus 50, which I got 130 degrees. And then, ma'am, I divided it and got my answer.
What did you divide by?
Ma'am, I'm still calculating.
Okay. So what can you tell me about the angles X and the angle Y? What can you tell me about those two?
Ma'am, both are isosceles, means that both angles are equal.
Awesome.
And they're opposite sides. And ma'am, the answer I got was 65.
Good. Okay, so guys, the reason I asked that question is because the first thing we want to try and state is that those angles are equal. And the reason we want to do that is because, as we've now said, we're eventually going to want to divide by 2, but I can only divide by 2 if I've stated that the angles are equal. So my first statement up here needs to be that angle X is equal to angle Y because of angles up equal sides. And then I know that because they're equal, if I want to, I can change those variables to be the same. So you can change them both to X's, you can change them both to Y's if you want, really doesn't matter. But we can do that because of the fact that we've just said that they're equal. Then I can use my sum of angles and triangle to go and work out what X and Y are. Now, because I've just said that they're the same, what I actually have here is X plus 50 equals 180. And then we can go and do that whole method that we've just had explained to us. So we'd have 2x plus 50 is equal to 180, which means that 2x is equal to 130. And when I divide both sides by 2, because remember, I'm trying to solve for x. That was weird. I don't know what happened there. Sorry. I get 130 divided by 2, which is, of course, 65 degrees. Okay, so, excuse me. We first have to state that angle X and Y are equal because of angles opposite equal sides. And then because they're equal, I can go and solve for them. And once I've got one value, I actually have both values. So I've got both X and Y here. Now all I need to find is Z. So who is going to tell me what Z is equal to? Yolanda, do we have anyone?
Yes.
Oh, cool.
Let me see. I'm still browsing in on the chat. Guys, Cornelia. We are all yours.
Z is equal to 50 degrees plus 5 because of exterior angles of triangle.
Awesome. So Z is equal to 50 plus 65 because Z is an exterior angle to my triangle, exterior triangle. And so we know that we add together the two opposite interior angles. And because I know all of the angles in my triangle, that's easy enough to do. So Z is equal to, what did we say?
150.
Can I not add? I can't add tonight. Sure, it's going real well. 115 degrees. Now, guys, what you can do as well is you can use angles on a straight line to find Z. Because you've got X, you can use angles on a straight line. So that's absolutely fine as well. But exterior angles of a triangle is also a perfectly valid reason. So either one you would be marked correct for. Right, well done, guys. So we've got X, we've got Y, and we've got Z. Okay, so let's see if we can have a look at this question 4. A little bit trickier, and it's okay if you haven't finished. We're going to go through it so you can do sort of your final steps or your corrections. Who'd like to try number 4 for us?
Hey, can they already answer number 4?
Let's do it.
Okay, Kaelite, we are all yours. Ooh. Kaelite, we are all yours.
Hi, ma'am.
Hi.
Ma'am, I actually want to ask a question.
Okay.
Ma'am, I wanted to ask for number 3, ma'am. Since we are calculating x and y, ma'am, if you wrote sides opposite equals angles, is it wrong?
So it's actually the reason we're going to chat about today. Sides opposite equal angles is if I tell you that the angles are equal, you can then say that the sides opposite them are equal. In this case, I gave you that the sides are equal, so you could say that the angles are equal. So we do need to say angles op equal sides. And I know it seems silly, but because there are 2 different reasons, we need to put them in the right order.
Oh, thank you, ma'am.
Does that make sense? Okay, so guys, just to clarify, there's actually 2 reasons that look very similar. We're going to do the second one today. So you get angles op equal sides, which is what we've used here, but you also get sides op equal angles. And they're actually 2 different things. So we do need to be careful when using our reasons that we're not mixing them up, because we don't want to get it marked wrong when we do actually know what we're talking about. We've just used the wrong reason. Righty, so who's going to give me question 4? Let's see. Yolanda, have you got? There we go.
Ooh, the hands keep on like running. And Dalamar, we are all yours.
Hello, ma'am.
Hi.
Yes, ma'am. Number 4, ma'am. I said 5x plus 10 minus 20 plus y equals 180.
Sorry, where did you get 5x from?
Ma'am, write the 2 angles at the bottom are equal to each other. So I added the 2x plus the 3x.
Okay. And how do you know that those 2 angles are equal to each other?
Ma'am, those 2 small lines on the outer line.
Okay, good. So I'm just sort of making sure we're all clear on this. Guys, because this side that I'm highlighting in blue and this side that I'm highlighting in blue are equal to each other because of like those little lines there, we know that 2x plus 10 is actually equal to 3x minus 20. And the reason would be angles opposite equal sides. Now, the reason I'm pointing this out is because even though you're 100% correct to say that 2x plus 10 plus 2x minus 20 plus y must equal 180, we then have x's and y's, and we want to try avoid working with 2 variables at the same time. So if I can first work out what x is, that might help me to go and then figure out what y is. Would you agree?
Yes.
Okay, so do you want to carry on working out x?
Yes, ma'am. So then I said 5x equals to 180 minus 10 plus 20. And that gave me 190. Then I said 190 divided by 5. And that gave me 38, which is for x.
Okay, so like I've just said, just be careful. We don't want to work with x and y at the same time because it's going to get quite confusing. So we want to start with the statement of the fact that the angles are equal. And because of that, I can then go and solve for x. So I can get 2x minus 3x is equal to minus 20 degrees minus 10 degrees. And so what this allows me to do is it allows me to get what x is without having to stress about y. And so once I get negative x equals negative 30, I know that x is actually equal to positive 30. And what this does is now I can go and substitute it back in here. So I've got 2 times 30 plus 10, and 2 times 30 is 60, and plus 10 is 70, which means that this whole angle is 70 degrees. And because these angles are equal, I don't even have to do substitution. I know that that must be 70 as well. So I first want to start with X, and then I want to go on to Y. So Letabo, I can see you on the chat. Do you want to carry on? Do you want to tell me what Y is?
Before Litabo say that,
Okay.
is just to make sure that they understand what happened with the minus. I know that some people find it obvious,
Oh,
but
right.
some people
Sorry.
find it.
Yeah, no, you are absolutely right. Do apologize. So guys, just that, yeah, we are all clear. Remember, technically what's happening in front of this X is there's a -1. So what we're going to do is we're going to divide both sides by -1. And what that does is we know that when we divide a negative by a negative, we get a positive. And so that's why I get X equals positive 30. I do apologize. Thank you, Yolanda. Alrighty, Letabo, do you want to tell us about Y?
Hi, ma'am.
Hi.
So why is, since we got the value of X, we have to substitute all of the X's with 30. So it's gonna be Y plus 2 times 30 minus plus 10 plus 3 times 30 minus 20 equals to 180.
Okay,
So
so I
then my
just want
next
to
step is Y.
Sorry, I'm just
Okay.
going to stop you there for a sec. Guys, you're welcome to do the substitution as Letabo said in the step, but if you go and do the substitution in your diagram like I did, you can just say Y plus 70 equals 180, but you can do it either way. It's absolutely fine either way. Okay, Letabo, keep going.
Okay, so it's Y plus 60 plus 10 plus 90 minus 20 equals 180. Then it's Y plus 70 equals 180. And it's
Good.
Y plus 140 equals 180.
Cool.
Then it's Y equals 180 minus 140.
Perfect. And so what is Y equal to? Okay, Y is equal to 40 degrees because 180 minus 140 is 40. Okay, so guys, I'm just going to go over this again so that we're all clear because this was a tricky one and I don't expect you to just have it come easily or straight off the bat. So importantly, I gave you 2 equal sides here. And because I gave you 2 equal sides, you know that the angles opposite them are equal. So I knew that 2x plus 10 was equal to 3x minus 20, angles opposite equal sides. And because of that, I dealt with the x's first. I set up my equation where I said 2x plus 10 equals 3x minus 20. And using that equation, I solved for x, which is why I got that x is equal to 30. Once I knew that, what I could do with that x equals 30 is I could take this 30 answer and I could substitute it back into my angles here. And so we've got the 2 times 30 plus 10, which gave me 70, and the 3 times 30 minus 20, which also gave me 70. That makes sense. We said that the angles are equal to each other. So it makes sense that they're both equal to 70. And only once I've done that, can I then go and use my sum of angles in a triangle, because then I've got my 2 angles and I can just go and solve for y. So I know that y plus 70 is 180, and then I can do my sum of angles in a triangle to go and get what y is equal to. Okay, so guys, it was a tricky one. Like, you guys have been doing really well with this, so I felt perfectly justified in throwing you a tricky one. But don't stress if you found it hard. It is supposed to be a little bit harder. Okay, but take your screenshots so that you can go back and relook at this. But you guys did really nicely. Well done. I really enjoyed hearing you and hearing those answers. You guys just handled it well. Okay, so guys, if your hand's up to ask a question, you can leave it up. Otherwise, you can put it down. I do want to have a bit of a break because this has been a lot of brain work. So we are going to take a bit of a break. I'm going to leave that for 2 seconds for you to take a screenshot.
Yeah. Shine. It's time for you to shine, my peeps. The screenshot will be good for you.
Then I'm going to move to the brain break, but if you have a question, I'll answer your question while everyone's trying the brain break. Okay, right. There we go. Excuse me. Those of you that are new, our brain break is just basically exactly that, just giving you a bit of a brain teaser for you to have a go at. That's a little bit outside of the maths that we're currently doing. If you don't try it, that's absolutely fine. Just it's a chance for you to get up, stretch, move, run to the loo if you need to run to the loo before we carry on with our maths. I'm gonna just ask guys, those hands up are for questions. So put your hand down for now. I only want to answer questions right now. And then I'll come back to getting answers for this brain freeze thing here. So again, if your hand is up, it's because you have a question. Linda, do we still have hands? Don't know what's happened. I can't see it all of a sudden.
Yeah, but I think Unazi or Amiki wants to answer the brain freeze.
Okay.
They want to answer the brain freeze. I guess I
Okay.
can just
Let's do it.
see. Okay, Amiki, let's go with you. Tell us, what do you have for the brain freeze? You want to give us clues?
Ma'am, actually, I had a hand up before the thing. It was about the previous sum, ma'am. Can I
Okay.
still ask?
Okay, Suri.
Yeah.
So like
Okay, Suri.
for the triangle, my teacher said that you should say angle A plus angle B plus angle C, which is 180, right, ma'am?
Yeah.
Because it's a triangle. So now she said we needed to add up the like terms, for example, like 2x plus 3x, which is 5x, ma'am. And then like she said we needed to add up the numbers also, which is 10 and 20. But the thing is 20 is a negative number. So how do you add up a negative number? Because yeah.
So, I mean, you can still do it like that, but do you agree with me that the problem is you still have the y? So now you've got x's and y's in your equation.
Oh,
You agree?
okay.
And
I
like,
understand.
yeah, we don't really want to have to deal with that. So we try and get the x first or the y first. It doesn't really matter. In this case, we had to do x first, and then we'll go and use angles in a triangle to find the other one that I'm missing. So you're welcome to say, like you say, a plus b plus c is 180 angles in a triangle, but we first need to do some other stuff before we can get there.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
Okay, cool.
Yes.
All right, guys, I'm seeing some answers come through. Let's do it so we can carry on with the lesson. Oh, we've got old MacDonald going on here.
Oh, sorry, that's my son listening to that.
I love
So
it.
I didn't know I'm unmuted.
I love it. He is living his best life.
Sorry, guys.
No, I love it. Okay, who's going to tell us? Palesa, I think it's you. Go for it.
Hi, ma'am.
Hi.
Ma'am, so the duck is 8, ma'am.
The white one.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, cool. So, oh golly, 8, 8, 8. Perfect.
Yes, ma'am. And then the owl is 4.
Good. Now, what happens when we've got two owls together?
Ma'am, they also become 8, I think.
Yes, indeed. What are the
And then
ducklings?
Oh, ma'am, I don't know.
Okay. No, that's okay. You've done really well. So I can see on the chat that we've got a couple options. So I agree with the ones that we've got there. What we need to remember, guys, is, oh golly, Miss Molly, the multiplication in this third step has to come first, right? Multiplication comes before addition. So we multiply the 8 and the 8, that gives us 64. And then we see, what do I still need to add to 64 to get to 78? And the answer is that those two ducklings together should be 14. which means one of them is 7. Now, you don't actually need to know what one of them is because in the last step, you have 2 again. Oh, yeah, you've got 2 again. So you don't need to know that one is 7, but it's fine if you did go and work it out. You now, again, do your multiplication first. It's 14 times 8 that needs to happen first because order of operations, which is 112. And then we can add the 4 to get 116. Alrighty. Okay, well done. Okay, so guys, if your hands are up to answer, you can pop them down. And we are going to have a look at our final reason. It's not too hard a reason, but we do need to make sure that we're all happy. Okay, so this is our last reason that we're going to have a look at with triangles. So this is now what I was saying earlier, in that this reason is very, very similar to sides opposite equal angles, but it is a little bit different. So we need to just really like focus and make sure that we're happy of why it's different. Okay, so the first thing is this time I have been given that angles are equal. So here I'm being told that angle A is equal to angle B. So this is different because it's not sides that I've been given, it's angles that I've been given. So because I've been told that those two angles are equal, what I can now say is that the sides opposite them, so the side BC and the side AC, are equal in length. And so this reason, whilst very similar, is a little bit different. We're now using sides opposite equal angles. We're saying, okay, I gave you the angles are equal. You can therefore say that the sides are equal. So a little bit of a different reason, but it's really important that in this case, I'm now giving you that the angles are equal, and you can then say that the sides are equal. The other reason, angles of equal sides, I gave you the equal sides and you could say that the angles were equal. So very similar, they're just converses of each other, so they're like opposites of each other. So we just need to make sure we don't mix up our reasons. So this one is if you want to say that the sides are equal to each other. Okay, so let's have a look at an example. What I'm going to do is I'm going to put our screen like that so that you still got the reason and the explanation with this example. And then hopefully this will make sense. So in example 1, I've given you that the two angles at the base of this triangle are equal to each other. I know that they are equal to each other because of that little tick mark on the angle. So that little line's telling me that those angles are equal. Now, because those two angles are equal, I automatically know that the sides opposite them are equal in length. And because I've been given one of those sides is 2 centimeters, I therefore know that x is equal to 2 centimeters as well, because of sides opposite equal angles. Okay, so in this case, you're now finding a side rather than an angle. Ayanda, do you have a question?
Ma'am, I would like to answer.
Okay, so I just wanted to explain the first one. You can try the next one for us.
Okay.
Right, so guys, take your screenshot here if you need to. Ayanda, are you ready to jump straight in?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, tell me.
Ma'am, x will equal to 2,5 centimeters because opposite sides are equal.
Excellent. Okay, so guys, I'm going to explain it now in case we're a bit confused. Unfortunately, my brain is not working where it's allowing me to do 2 things at once tonight. Okay, so as Ayanda said to us, we can very clearly see that this angle of 65 is exactly the same as this angle of 65. So those two angles are equal, which means that the sides opposite them are equal in length. Now, I've been given that 2.5 centimeters, which means that x is also 2.5 centimeters. So there's actually no working out I need to do. In this case, I just can say that x is equal to 2.5. Okay, so that is essentially sides opposite equal angles. I tell you, oh golly, I tell you that angles are equal, and you can go and then tell me that the sides opposite them are equal. Okay. So this is just another geometric reason that we can use. It doesn't have anything to do with Pythagoras because I'm not working with right angle triangles. This is just another reason that allows us to find sides of a triangle if I know that two angles are equal. Okay, so take your screenshots. I'd like to try one or two more, hopefully, before you get that quiz link that we know we get on Wednesdays. Aviwe, do you have a question before I move on? Okay. Right, guys. So let us have a look at, I know I skipped a couple, but I want to look at this one. So this question 2, we've got triangle DEF. Now, what we need to be mindful of here is that I've been given quite a bit of information. So one of the pieces of information that I've been given is the fact that the side DE is equal to 1,7 centimeters. Another piece of information that I've been given is that this angle E is 110. And the last piece of information that I was given was the fact that this angle F is 35 degrees. And it's asking me to solve for X. Now, the problem is, sort of as Naledi said on the group, well, I'm not using Pythagoras because it isn't a right angle triangle and we haven't spoken about Pythagoras, so we obviously are not going to use it just yet. So how am I going to get X? Well, right now I don't have any equal angles, but that's not the end of the world because I know that I can very easily go and work out what this angle is at D by doing sum of angles in a triangle. So what I can say here is that I know that angle D plus the 35 degrees at F plus the 110 degrees at E must equal 180 degrees. And we know that because of sum of angles in a triangle. Sum of, sure, I've made this very big, do apologize, angles in triangle. And from that point, I can go and say, okay, well, D is equal to 180 minus 110 minus 35. And I get that in actual fact, angle D is equal to 35. So what I've shown here is that angle D and angle F, angle D and angle F are both 35 degrees. And because I've now proved that those angles are equal, I can now go use my reason, sides opposite equal angles, to go and work out what X is. So now I can go say, cool, I've got those equal angles, so therefore X is equal to 1,7 centimeters because of sides op equal angles. So like I said, we're not using Pythagoras, like that is a completely separate sort of discussion that we will eventually have. Here, it's because of the equal angles that I can work with the lengths of the triangle. Alrighty, guys, so take your screenshot here. Here, I did all of that to go and find X, and I needed to find D first because as it was given to me, I didn't have enough information to just go say that X was equal to 1.7. I first had to show that angle D was 35 so that I could then go and use sides opposite equal angles. I first have to have the angles being equal to each other before I can use the reason. And if it isn't given, then we need to go and find out whatever information it is that we're missing. Okay. Right, guys, so I think we got time for one more. I'd like you to try this one over here. Hopefully you've all taken a screenshot. If not, I'll do that so that you can see both. So I'd like you to try this one and then we will wrap up by doing this answer and then you guys can get your quiz link and go forth with that. Remember your reasons as you're doing it, always reasons, and make sure you've got all of the information that you need. Oh, we got so many hands, awesome. Okay, Yolanda, do you want to pick for us? Who is our lucky answerer?
Let's see. Jonte.
Hi, ma'am.
Evening.
Um, I'm going to say angle X, angle S is equals to 25 degrees, meaning
Why is angle S equal to 25? How did you get that?
the angles are equal. Angle R and S are equal.
How do you know that they're equal?
Sides opposite equals angles equal.
Okay, so we're eventually going to use that reason to get X, but in order for me to find this angle S here, I'm actually going to use sum of angles in a triangle because I've got the other two. So my reason here would be sum of angles in triangle. Okay, cool. So what is X equal to if this is 25?
X is equals to 2,2 centimeter.
Perfect. And that is now where we use our sides opposite equal angles. Well done. Okay, so guys, really importantly, we had to first go and find what that angle S was, because without it, we don't have enough information to answer the question. So using angles in a triangle, I worked out what angle S was. And then because angle S and angle R are equal to each other, I know that the sides opposite them are equal. So that then means that X is equal to 2,2 centimeters. And my reason is sides opposite equal angles. So this reason doesn't come up as much as the others, but it is an important reason to know. So whilst you're not going to get tested on it like a whole lot, it is one of those ones that will crop up every now and then. So it is an important one to be mindful of and be aware of. Okay, guys.